China issuing retaliatory tariffs on $34 billion worth of U.S. goods. This after the Trump administration put a 25% tariff on up to $50 billion worth of Chinese goods earlier today. Critics of the tariffs say it's not just U.S. manufacturers and farmers that are going to feel these effects. Actually, Hollywood will too. The Chinese box office impacts so many of its exports. Now, joining us for more on how this could impact the movie industry is Mark Gannis from Sports Corp. Mark, you know this scene pretty well between the U.S. and China here. It's still unclear what exactly they may be doing on the box office front, but they could inflict some pain, right?
Oh, absolutely. The Chinese box office is the second largest in the world. About half of their total box office is international movies, imported movies, and the lion's share of those are from Hollywood. So if they decide to take any retaliatory action, it would hurt Hollywood significantly.
Yeah, that's what Axios was reporting this morning. At the same time, don't they need the U.S. movie industry?
Well, interestingly enough, they did before, but they need it far less now. Last year, about 55% of the Chinese box office was domestic movies. Some of that's because of incentives and things the government provides. But they don't need us the way they did. But by the same token, but we need them more than we did because the box office means so much now to the profitability of movies in Hollywood generally.
Is there something Hollywood could do about that? You know, if they sort of look, China is there because it's a lucrative, obvious market. But if it becomes less lucrative, do they turn their sights elsewhere and maybe they throw, you know, different kinds of actors and subplots into these movies? Because I see the way they're doing it with China these days.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I'll tell you, one of the interesting parts about this is the Hollywood industry is one of the few industries that actually generates a very significant trade surplus for the United States. It's well over $1 billion a year. And it's the kind of renewable renewable industry that is very, very easy to translate, very easy to export. So one of the things the Chinese can say is, look, this is an industry that you actually make more from us than we make from you. So it's a very interesting dynamic that's going on. And I will add one other thing. The Chinese government just changed their entire structure for the film industry and moved the China Film Bureau under the Ministry of Propaganda, which is actually going to make life a lot more difficult. Yeah, a lot more difficult for Western content providers into China.